Hello everyone, viewers. Imagine a whisper. A soft suggestion that life's hardest burdens, its most daunting challenges could simply melt away. A world where endless toil is replaced by effortless abundance, where ambition needs no sweat and riches fall like rain from a cloudless sky. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But what if that dream was the most cunning trap ever devised? What if that promise of today we pull back the veil on Belphegor, not merely the demon of sloth, but the insidious architect of false invention, the master of deceptive promises and the harbinger of ruin disguised as convenience? Prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about laziness and discover the terrifying power of a whispered lie. Most think of sloth as mere idleness, a comfortable nap on a sun-drenched afternoon. But Belphegor's brand of sloth is far more sinister. It is an active, corrosive force. He doesn't just tempt you to do nothing. He tempts you to achieve everything without doing anything of substance. His domain is the quick fix, the untested shortcut, the glittering illusion of wealth acquired through cunning rather than craftsmanship. He is the ultimate con artist of the cosmos, whispering secrets of new methods, unseen opportunities, and revolutionary systems that promise to circumvent the very laws of effort and consequence. He is the insidious genius behind every scheme that promises gold without grit, renown without rigor, and fulfillment without fortitude. Picture, if you will, the bustling marketplace. Merchants haggle, artisans meticulously craft their wares, farmers sweat under the sun. Life is hard, but meaningful, forged in the daily crucible of labor and honest exchange. Then, a subtle shift begins, a whisper among the traders. Why labor under the scorching sun when a clever scheme can double your profits overnight? An idea takes root. Perhaps it is a new or a discovery of a hidden trade route, promising exclusive access but requiring no actual exploration or risk, just an investment in a grand yet vague blueprint. This is Belphegor's touch. He doesn't demand sacrifices, he offers investments. He doesn't demand devotion, he offers partnerships. His influence is a creeping vine, winding its way through the very fabric of society, promising a faster, easier bloom, while secretly strangling the roots of genuine prosperity. Consider a kingdom prosperous through the diligence of its people. Its mines yield precious metals, its fields burst with grain, its scholars unravel the mysteries of the cosmos through dedicated study. One day, he presents a device, intricate and beautiful, promising to extract gold from the earth with a tenth of the labor, or to make barren land fertile with a mere turn of a dial. He speaks in honeyed tones of an era of effortless abundance, where machines will serve and human hands will rest. The king, swayed by the siren call of effortless power and boundless wealth, pours resources into this invention. But the methods are unsustainable, perhaps relying on a hidden, finite resource or a process that leaves behind a toxic blight. The people, seeing the king's embrace of this effortless path, begin to abandon their own honest toil. Why farm when magic machines promise harvest? Why mine, when alchemical wonders are revealed? The kingdom, once vibrant with purposeful activity, becomes a hollow shell. Its people addicted to the illusion of ease, their skills atrophying, their spirits decaying, utterly unprepared for the inevitable collapse when Belphegor's miracle inevitably fails. This isn't just about a physical device. Belphegor's inventions are often intellectual. Think of the proliferation of rich, quick schemes that plague every age, from the alchemist's promise of turning lead into gold to the stock market bubble built on speculation rather than substance. The lottery ticket that promises instant millions with no effort, fostering a cult of blind hope over diligent planning. The pyramid scheme disguised as a legitimate business, where wealth is siphoned from the base to the apex without any tangible value being created, leaving a trail of broken promises and shattered lives. The miracle cures that prey on desperation, offering health without discipline, promising vitality without the arduous path of exercise, balanced diet, and self-care. These are all echoes of Belphegor's dark brilliance, his twisted genius for exploiting the human desire for ease, for the unearned dividend, for the short-circuiting of natural laws. His methods are insidious precisely because they appeal to our most understandable desires, to escape hardship, to live comfortably, to provide for our loved ones. But he twists these noble intentions into a dependency on illusion. He doesn't just offer wealth. He offers wealth without responsibility, power without earned authority, and status without genuine merit. And herein lies the profound danger, for when these foundations are absent, the entire edifice, no matter how grand, is built on sand, destined to crumble into dust. The riches he grants are like ghosts, appearing substantial for a fleeting moment, then vanish. In the forgotten lore, it is said Belphegor often appears not as a fearsome beast, but as a cunning strategist, a charming innovator, even a visionary. He might whisper to the disgruntled scholar, promising a philosophical shortcut to enlightenment without rigorous study, urging them to embrace facile conclusions rather than wrestle with complex truths. To the struggling artist, he might offer fame without effort, through plagiarism, scandalous mimicry, or the simple act of putting a price tag on a concept rather than a creation. His promises are always tailor-made, perfectly aligned with the individual's secret yearning for an easier path, a smoother ascent. He understands the secret crevices of human yearning, the subtle pride that desires recognition without the truly chilling aspect of Belphegor's deception is that it doesn't always manifest as outright financial ruin. Sometimes the easy riches he offers are not monetary at all, but spiritual or intellectual, the student who seeks to pass exams through cheating, robbing themselves of true knowledge and the very capacity for independent thought. The person who seeks social status through superficial means, abandoning genuine connections for fleeting admiration, becoming a hollow echo of what society expects rather than a fully realized individual. The spiritual seeker who desires enlightenment without introspection, embracing cults or simplistic dogmas rather than engaging in the arduous journey of self-discovery, thereby trading genuine spiritual growth. Each of these paths, paved with the promise of ease, leads ultimately to an empty vessel, devoid of the very substance it sought to acquire. A self-imposed prison of unfulfilled potential. Consider the parable of the seeds. Some fall on stony ground, some among thorns, some on good soil. Belphegor specializes in making the stony ground look like the most fertile. He encourages the planting of seeds of instant growth. The harvest is bountiful for a moment, dazzling to behold, but withers under the first harsh wind, leaving behind only bitter dust and the gnawing regret of wasted potential. He is the master illusionist, convincing you that the fleeting bloom of a weed is preferable to the slow, steady growth of an oak. His influence stretches through history, a subtle tremor beneath the foundations of civilization. Empires that grew complacent, relying on tribute rather than industry, on conquest rather than cultivation, their citizens growing soft, accustomed to ease, until a leaner, hungrier foe emerges from the shadows. Societies that became obsessed with fleeting pleasures, with entertainment devoid of substance, forsaking the arduous but rewarding paths of innovation, education, and community building. When a people collectively succumb to the lure of Belphegor, they enter a slow, quiet decline, not with a bang, but with a yawn. A collective surrender to the illusion of unearned comfort, a drift into spiritual and intellectual stupor. The subtle horror of Belphegor is that his victims often don't realize they are victims until it's too late. They believe they are clever, that they have found a secret cheat code to life, that they are smarter than those who still toil in ignorance. They revel in their discovery, perhaps even pitying those who choose the arduous path. But the riches they accrue are often illusory, fleeting, or come with an hidden terrible cost: the erosion of integrity, the loss of self-respect, the severing of genuine human bond. It is a slow poison, sweet to the tongue at first, promising boundless energy, but leaving a devastating aftermath of spiritual malaise and existential emptiness. He teaches the art of superficiality. Why master a craft when you can produce cheap imitations? Why cultivate profound wisdom when you can parrot popular opinions and gain fleeting applause? Why build a lasting legacy? Belphegor thrives in the age of instant gratification, where the illusion of effortless success is constantly broadcast, and the patient, arduous climb is often dismissed as outdated or inefficient. He is the patron demon of the viral sensation that offers fame without substance, the digital influencer who sells a lifestyle without earning it, the algorithm that prioritizes fleeting engagement over genuine connection. The conflict he embodies is not one of epic battles and fiery clashes, but a quieter, more insidious war waged within the human heart. It is the battle between discipline and desire, between long-term vision and short-term pleasure. Belphegor champions the latter, relentlessly whispering that the path of least resistance is also the path of greatest reward. He is the voice that tells you to abandon the half-built. His greatest strength lies in convincing you that procrastination is prudence and that avoidance is wisdom, cloaking inaction in the guise of strategic patience. But here is the turning point, the crucial revelation that can shatter his influence. The true riches of life are seldom found on the path of least resistance. They are forged in the fires of effort, tempered by patience and polished by perseverance. The greatest innovations, the most profound wisdom, the most enduring relationships, all demand dedication, sweat, and sometimes even sacrifice. Belphegor's inventions are merely mirages designed to distract you from the true wellsprings of prosperity and fulfillment that lie within the realm of diligent, honest work. They are a bait and switch, promising a gleaming treasure chest while imagine a world where Belphegor truly triumphed, a world where everyone sought the effortless gain, where no one tilled the soil, no one built with their hands, no one delved into complex problems for the sheer joy of discovery. What would remain? A wasteland of unfulfilled promises, a society collapsing under the weight of its own unearned indolence. There would be no art, no science. This is the ultimate nightmare he seeks to manifest, a silent, insidious apocalypse of the soul, where humanity willingly abdicates its potential for greatness in exchange for fleeting, empty comfort. So how do we guard against this cunning architect of ease? The answer lies in embracing the very virtues he seeks to undermine. It is about finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. It is about the satisfaction of a task well done, the pride in a skill honed, the strength gained from overcoming adversity. It's about valuing contribution over consumption, creation over effortless acquisition, integrity over expediency. When the whisper comes, the one promising a secret key, an effortless path, a breakthrough that defies common sense, pause. Question its source. True ingenuity serves to make life better, not necessarily easier in a way that bypasses all effort. It empowers rather than debilitates. It builds rather than merely consumes. It creates genuine value rather than merely reallocates existing resources through deceit. His grand deception is to make labor seem like a curse rather than a pathway to mastery and purpose. The biblical narrative, from the tilling of the Garden of Eden, where humanity was tasked with its cultivation, to the building of the Ark, a monumental undertaking that saved a lineage, to the forging of nations through generations of hardship and perseverance, every significant act of creation or transformation requires dedication. Belphegor aims to sever this fundamental connection between effort and reward. To convince, he seeks to break the divine law of cause and effect, tempting us to believe we can cheat the very fabric of existence. Perhaps you felt his touch, that tempting thought to cut corners on a project, to plagiarize instead of research, to buy a quick fix rather than learn a valuable enduring skill. That voice that tells you to watch one more mindless video, to endlessly scroll through fleeting distractions, instead of pursuing a genuine. These are the small tendrils of his influence, seeking to pull you into the stagnant waters of inaction, dressed up as convenience, camouflaged as smart choices, leading you subtly away from your own potential. But the power to resist lies within. It's the choice to engage, to strive, to embrace the challenge, to find meaning in the struggle itself. It's the understanding that true growth comes not from avoiding discomfort. It's the profound realization that the most precious things in life, deep knowledge, unbreakable character, meaningful relationships, lasting achievements, a sense of genuine purpose, are earned. They cannot be bought, nor can they be simply given by some clever invention or scheme. They are the dividends of discipline, the rewards of perseverance, the enduring legacy of a life. Belphegor's promise of easy riches is a mirage, a cruel trick of light on the desolate landscape of spiritual and intellectual decay. The treasure he offers is always fool's gold, glittering for a moment before turning to ash in the hands, leaving behind only the bitter taste of regret and the hollow echo of what might have been. The true richness of life is found in the depths of engagement, in the struggle and the triumph, in the sweat and the satisfaction of meaningful creation. It is in the journey, not the deceptive destination of effortless gain. It is in the building, the creating, the striving, the becoming, and it is in that genuine striving that humanity finds its greatest strength, its deepest joy, and its most enduring legacy forever. So, the next time you encounter a proposition that seems too good to be true, a path that promises everything for nothing, or a shortcut that bypasses all effort, remember Belphegor, remember his cunning, his insidious power, and the ultimate emptiness of his gifts. Choose wisely. Choose the path of integrity, of effort, of genuine creation, for that is where true prosperity in all its forms truly resides. A prosperity that can never be stolen, never decay, and will always fill the heart with a satisfaction far deeper than any fleeting unearned gain. And on that thought-provoking note, we draw our exploration of Belphegor to a close for today. If this journey into the depths of religious mythology and the nature of temptation has resonated with you, your support allows us to continue delving into these fascinating, often unsettling, corners of ancient lore and supernatural mystery, and to share these compelling stories with a wider audience. Thank you for watching, for joining us on this exploration, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.